What's up, guys? It's Nick here with Andrew. Welcome to Nick and Andrew's Wrestling Reviews.
Wrestlemania edition.
Yes. We're going to give our review of WrestleMania 30.
Yep.
How we felt, maybe some things that we didn't, that made us a little sad.
Yep. But first and foremost, let's just announce who the winner of our contest was.
Yes.
The winner was Jenna Cummings.
Yeah, Jenna Cummings. We are going to message you on YouTube so we can get your address and
we'll get that chipped out as soon as I can.
Jenna Cummings, you are the winner.
I was going to bring the game and show it off here, but I forgot it. But
so you're getting it in the mail. You're getting it in the mail, Jenna. Congratulations, by the way. You did good. And let's start this thing out.
Yeah.
Triple H, Daniel Bryan. How did you feel about it?
Well, we all know how I felt about it because I picked Triple H.
Yeah, I was wrong in every prediction I made. I was wrong. Which, you will back me on this, though. Which, the WWE screwed me.
Yeah, because one thing we'll announce, we didn't really factor in the Andre the Giant match into our results for anything.
Yeah.
It was tough because they didn't announce 3 people, and then they added one more person to make it 31 people.
And I told Andrew, I know I'm skipping in, I told Andrew 100 times, if Cesaro's in the Andre the Giant match, he wins it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't predict that because they didn't announce it when we made the prediction video.
We'll talk more about Cesaro later. I have a few things that I want to say about it. But I was kind of disappointed in the Triple H Daniel Bryan match. It was an exciting match nonetheless. I think they could have done a lot more with it. But it kind of got the point across that they were going with Daniel Bryan.
The only thing I would ask for, a stipulation.
Oh, yeah, some sort of stipulation.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything special about the match.
Yeah, it was technical.
It was technical.
But other than that,
very technical.
I gotta be honest, I am very happy with it. That's just me just being nitpicky. I wanted a stipulation.
Oh yeah.
But I love the match. I love Triple H. I think me and Andrew are both pretty upfront about how much we love Triple H. And I love Daniel Bryan. I've said it before. He's my favorite wrestler of the current roster. Not my favorite wrestler of all time, but he's my favorite wrestler of the current roster.
We did skip the pre-show though.
Let's go back to that awesome match.
It was a fatal 4-way tag team match.
Yep.
And that was great. Obviously, Los Matadors was in there for just comical purposes.
Yeah, I think that was WWE's mistake with the fact that of them making tag teams break up.
Yeah.
Personally, I would have rather seen Eric Rowan and Luke Harper in the place of the place of Los Matadors. But I'm okay with Los Matadors. I just hate El Torito. He's stupid.
Yeah, he's annoying. But basically, it came down to the Real Americans and the Usos. And a bit of controversy happened at the end of the match.
Yeah, and it's crazy because the match was amazing, but this was what topped the match.
Yeah, Cesaro got pushed into Jack Swagger. Swagger thought it was something against him. So Cesaro ended up losing the match. He got pinned.
Yeah.
And Swagger came in after the match, put the Patriot Lock on him. And Cesaro wasn't taking it this time. Zeb tried to get them to hug it out and be brothers and be real Americans together, and Cesaro wasn't having it. He grabbed Jack Swagger, swung him around, and later on we'll talk about where Cesaro went with that.
Yeah.
But Usos kept it just like I thought. They're not ready to give it up yet. Maybe over the summer they'll lose it at some point over one of those pay-per-views.
One thing I want to point out, when WrestleMania started, it was the most iconic things you're going to see. And one of the most, it really, it gave you chills.
It was great.
I mean, this alone made the night worthwhile to me.
Go ahead. Tell them.
First off, I've been a Hulk fan for a long time. When I was a kid, he was WCW. Obviously, I'm not young enough to. I'm not old enough to do the whole
Hulkamania.
Hulkamania. I was a fan of Hulk Hogan when he was a part of the NWO. Macho Man. Scott Hall, all those guys. And to see Hulk Hogan in the ring in the WWE ring, nonetheless, that alone it's chilling. To see him at WrestleMania where it all began, and then after that you heard Stone Cold's music. And I grew up, so did
Stone
you.
Cold,
We
Stone
grew
Cold.
up during the Attitude Era. I still remember going to KB Toys, finding Stone Cold's action figure, and it was like the greatest day of my life.
Stone Cold's great.
He is.
He is one of the greatest superstars, if not the greatest superstar ever.
It's definitely up in the air. It's arguable that anybody can say he's the top. And then another iconic figure from the Attitude Era who we grew up with,
The Rock.
The Rock. All three of them in one ring.
In the Silver Dome,
The Silver Dome. The Silver Dome.
The Silver Dome, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently
Now,
they're in a torn down building.
yeah, but in all seriousness, though, I don't know, like I maybe if you didn't grow up with them and you're younger and you're watching this, but for people our age and even older, to see that moment and not get chills, it's crazy. I mean, it was so powerful that moment.
It was really emotional. I know. With me, I've been watching a lot of stuff on the WWE Network.
Yeah.
They have a special on The Rock. They have a special on Stone Cold, and just watching those, it gives you that sense of like. You kind of feel like you're in their shoes for a little while.
And it makes me go back to my childhood. I remember, going bananas when The Rock and Stone Cold at WrestleMania were beating that piss out of each other on the stage. And like all their epic matches and Austin flipping off the crowd. And
they're the only people that can get away with having the same headlining match 3 WrestleManias.
Yeah, you don't see that anymore. I mean, like, you see like Rock and Cena, but honestly, the only reason why people watch it is because The Rock. I mean, anybody who doesn't like The Rock, I mean, it's unfortunate. The Rock's the man. But all three of them together, I remember, like I said, when I was a kid, and I remember when, watching the WCW and seeing Hulk Hogan and Macho Man, like the NWO, Kevin Nash.
Switch over to WWF, and you see Stone Cold, and you see The Rock, and you see Kane, and
it was just so crazy that one moment could bring you back so far to when I was like 6, 6 years old, sitting there watching wrestling, like playing with my red-faced Sting action figure with the WCW steel cage, like it
brings you back.
Yeah, it was for wrestling fans, like lifers, like it really was an emotional moment. It was awesome. I'm not gonna say we're sitting there crying about it, but it was it touched you. It touched you inside, and it was awesome. And I want everybody to know like how powerful that moment was, and just how like great WrestleMania 30 was in its own way. It really was one of the most historic nights I've ever seen. So many emotions. The WWE brought it. They even
there was a lot that went on that night, and we'll go over a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean it's a crazy. Like right now, like I just feel like I don't know, like I feel so like
still a little overwhelmed.
Yeah, like it's
still a little bit. A lot of things happened in it. A lot of things that we want to talk about.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about next? You want to talk about 31-man Battle Royale?
Yeah, we'll go to the 31-man Battle Royale. We'll go to that.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be a 30-man, but it's a 31-man. Cesaro got entered in at the last minute, and he stole the show.
Yeah, at first, I gotta be honest, the match was like chaos.
Yeah.
You could tell there was no direction. It was just like...
It was just whoever's getting thrown over gets thrown over.
Like, the only really thing that really bugged me about the match was the fact that they made Fandango eliminate the IC champion, Biggie Langston. Yeah. Why every time they put Biggie Langston in a Rumble scenario, an elimination match, do they make him look so weak?
Yeah.
He's your IC champ. Make him look good. He should have been one of the final 4, if not winning.
But he wasn't.
Yeah.
And, Kofi was obviously in his top playing. He was the regular Kofi that we're used to seeing.
He always
landed on his feet on the stairs, and
I want to point out
that's
something.
pretty cool.
And I'm not talking about Andre the Giant. When the Big Show walked out in that singlet, it made me remember when he was the Giant.
Yep.
WCW. His feuds with Rey Mysterio.
With his long blonde hair.
Yeah, like that made me think of it. I'm like, I remember having those. Remember like the old WCW figures? They used to be like those big, blocky, solid plastic, hollow inside. And they had the button on the back so their arms only go like this.
Yeah.
I remember getting the Giants, and how big it was. It's so cool. And when he walked out, again, WrestleMania 30 just brought you to your childhood. So many errors was just mixed into one.
Yep.
You had a little bit of attitude error, a little bit of ruthless aggression. You know, our era now, the reality era. I am so happy that I was able to watch WrestleMania 30 and to be a part of this. No.
Yeah. It was fantastic. I mean, we've had our slow moments over the night, but overall, it was a fantastic pay-per-view. I don't know any other words to describe it.
Yeah.
I mean, we were on our feet for half the night.
Yeah, seriously, we were
cheering up and down, having a great time. To get back on track, Cesaro pulled out the win.
Yes, and it was so cool the way it was exactly
he lifted up the big
It was
foot.
exactly like how Hulk slammed Andre the Giant.
Yep.
It was like that. Every time we see highlights now, we always see Hulk and Andre the Giant. When our kids and their grandkids grow up, they're always going to see Cesaro.
Yep, and that's something that we're going to talk about forever. Cesaro lifting the Giant,
400 and some odd pounds, man.
Almost 500 pounds.
Yeah, I mean
and he lifted it like it was nothing.
Yeah, truly magnificent.
Cesaro's a monster, and I will say one thing: Nick called it before anyone else.
Thank you.
He has always said Cesaro is going to be big. He's just got to get out of the Real Americans.
Yeah.
He said it since we started watching wrestling together, and the Real Americans were there. Every time they would come on, he's like, Cesaro is so good. Cesaro is so good. So one thing I want to give Nick credit for.
I appreciate that.
He calls Cesaro.
Yes, he truly is. I believe he's going to be.
He's going to be champ by the end of the year.
Yeah, he's going to break out. I think he actually will be the guy to break CM Punk's record. I'll go on to say that. I think he'll be the guy to go over the 400 and some odd days Punk went.
Yeah.
And I think Cesaro is going to be a solid champion.
And he's good because he relates with the fans, but he's also that like muscular type that the WWE likes to put in the title.
Hey, we can go on forever about Cesaro.
We could talk a lot.
Yeah, I love Cesaro.
This video would last a long time if we talked how we want to talk about everything.
We actually have a video dedicated to Cesaro on our page if you want to see how we feel about him. And we'll make another one. If you guys want us to make another video on certain superstars, tell us. We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll talk about them.
We'll even talk about El Torito.
How much we hate him.
What was the next match? Was it Bray and Cena?
I think it was Bray and Cena.
Okay. An extremely amazing match.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah. And I made it, and I said something. If you didn't know the storyline, watching that match, you would know it.
Yep.
Because it was just kind of like I can't even describe it. Like
it was an art what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, like I've never seen a match that told a story such as those guys. I mean, most matches tell stories, but this one sold it. Like Bray, sitting there telling him to finish him, and John, fighting his demons inside of him, like. He doesn't know if he wants to become the monster, but he's John Cena. He's the face. Yeah, he's the kids' heroes, and he's everything the WWE wants. He can't be the monster.
Nope.
And he was fighting it.
As much as Bray wanted him to be, as much as we wanted him to be the monster, John Cena wouldn't do it. At first, I will be honest, we were very pissed.
Insanely pissed.
We were so mad that Bray lost.
Yeah.
But giving it a day.
Yes.
Giving it.
Always got to let something soak in before you put it on video.
Giving it the Raw afterwards.
Yep.
How much hype the Wyatts had on Raw tonight.
Yeah. And listen, I wasn't mad at John Cena.
No.
Okay? I don't have any beef with John Cena like most people do. I like John Cena. I just didn't think it made sense to have John Cena get put over Bray Wyatt and win the match. I didn't think it made sense. Why would a win over Bray Wyatt do anything for John's career? I thought a win over John Cena would do wonders for Bray's career. But hey,
actually, what it did was it actually did let Bray Wyatt excel.
Yeah,
and it's gonna put John Cena on the back burner.
And I'm so happy like we didn't, because we were gonna make the video last night, and we would have went on a rant about how pissed we were. But soaking it in, I had a full 24 hours to think about it. And like it was cool. It was an amazing match.
It was a great match.
Yeah, unbelievable. The story was awesome. I'd watch it again. I'm okay with the ending, especially after watching Raw tonight, which we will get in the video, which comes out an hour from now. So you guys make sure you watch it. You guys are killing it with our views, and we have never been more happy. You guys make us feel even special every single week. Thank you, our fans. But Bray Wyatt is going to be another guy who's going to skyrocket into the business. I mean, there's certain guys you saw tonight.
Yep.
The Shield, Cesaro, Bray Wyatt. These guys are the future. These guys are the ones that our kids are going to grow up with. Their kids are going to grow up with.
And that's kind of what this WrestleMania was about.
It was like the changing of the guard tonight. That's what made this so special.
It was the crossover from the past to the future.
Yes. And a match we didn't get to talk about, I forgot because it was so short but so awesome. The Shield versus Kane, the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah. I almost forgot that the match happened.
Because it was so quick, and that's my only downfall of the match, it was that quick.
It was.
I wanted to be more competitive, but guys, it was unbelievable. For the minute and 30 seconds we saw.
Yeah, for maybe 2 minutes that we saw, the Shield just beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
And won the match, like, just brushing off dirt off their shoulder.
Yeah, and they're undefeated at WrestleMania, and their new masks and new outfits are awesome.
Which is good, because the old age Outlaws are gone.
Well, I heard Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn got hurt.
He got really hurt. He was hemorrhaging. He was internal bleeding.
Suffering from hemorrhaging, and we hope that everything goes well with him.
Yeah, I mean, we joke around a lot. We make fun of them, call them the Stone Age Outlaws, the Old Age Outlaws. Listen, guys, we did grow up with them. I do like them. I just didn't think they belonged.
They didn't belong in this era.
Yeah, their era is gone. But I understood what... I watched something earlier this week, and it kind of made me change my perspective, and I kind of thought I was being a little bit of a jerk. Everybody kept asking for pieces of the Attitude Era for WrestleMania 30. And they gave it to us, and what did we do? We trashed it. And I'm a culprit of that. I trashed the New Age Outlaws. And the WWE was just giving us what we wanted.
Yeah.
You know, we wanted pieces of the Attitude Era. You know, everybody was psyched when the New Age Outlaws first came. We didn't think they were going to stick around this long. But you know what? Looking back on it, I'm happy they did.
Because we thought they were just going to kind of be that one pay-per-view thing, and they ended up sticking around for what?
Win the titles.
Their third, fourth pay-per-view.
Yeah, you know what? Congratulations to them. I'm sorry for everything I said. I'll be the first to say it. I'm psyched that they did that. And looking back on it, it was a great idea. And thank you, WWE. Because, again...
And I'll still call them Old Age Outlaws.
Yeah, and they're still the Stone Age Outlaws, too. They probably call themselves it. They're funny guys. They have a sense of humor. That's what we like about them. But no, it's cool. It was, again, change of the guard. The future versus the past.
Yep.
The future won. It was awesome. It was a great story. What else would happen that night? What would we?
Well, now we're on the Undertaker match.
Okay.
There's another match that
we had to take a night.
We had to take a night, let it all soak in.
We had to really think about it, and there is some pros to this match.
When the Undertaker came out,
yeah, we called that. We called it,
and we saw the coffin that said Brock Lesnar. We said Undertaker's losing.
Yeah.
Undertaker's losing, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, and it was just the inevitable, and there was a slight thing in our head, because my brother kept saying, no, he's going to win, and there was a slight thing that me and Andrew were kind of hoping that he pulled off, and he was hitting the tombstone. We're like, maybe he's going to do it. Guys, it was a good match. It was slow, but you got to get, for everybody's talking crap on it, guess what, guys? The Undertaker got hurt in the first minute of the fight.
Yeah.
He hurt his neck. He got concussed. The dude still fought like a champion.
He still fought the rest of the match.
Yes. And you know what, guys? My favorite wrestlers of all time are two people, Kane and The Undertaker. Of all time, these two are my favorites. And I've always told you how I love Kane. I never really expressed my feelings about The Undertaker, but the Brothers of Destruction have always been my favorite wrestlers of all time. And you give the guy the credit that he deserves.
Undertaker is a legend. He is the epitome of what wrestlers should try and be.
He is WrestleMania.
He is WrestleMania, and he will always be WrestleMania, even if he's not in anymore.
And no one will ever have a streak like The Undertaker.
And no one can take it away from him.
Yeah. Guess what, guys? That everybody that keeps complaining about this ending, think about it. You were there. You got to experience the streak.
You got to see it, and you got to see it end.
The future won't. This is it. This was the end of the streak. The Undertaker's done. Appreciate it. Congratulate Brock. You know, at first I didn't think it made sense. It might still not. Unless Brock holds the WWE World Heavyweight title, it was pointless. But guess what? The Undertaker asked for Brock Lesnar to defeat the streak.
Yep.
If that's what he wants, that's what he gets. The Undertaker has earned the right to pick and choose what he wants. And if he wanted Brock Lesnar, there could be a hidden meaning. Maybe he saw something in Brock. Maybe there's a massive plan for Brock. We do not know. But I'm excited to see how it unfolds. I'm excited to see him Brock Lesnar run with defeating the streak. Hell, I would do it too. I would run with this for the rest of my life. And nothing that Brock has ever done even matters anymore. He beat the biggest thing in WWE's history. He defeated the streak with 3 F5s, something that no one else could do.
He ended the one certainty of WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's true. The one certainty.
The one certainty was Undertaker was going to be there. Undertaker was going to win.
Yep.
Now we don't have that.
You know, man, and there was a lot of rumors going around saying that, you know, it was Brock flipped the script and all this stuff. Just, you know, accept it, guys. The Undertaker lost.
It was
his time.
It was in the plans from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's been in so many wars. He doesn't need to do it anymore. He doesn't owe anybody anything. He didn't even have to come out for WrestleMania 30, and he did. And he gave us a show. It wasn't the best Undertaker match, but it was a good one.
I heard after the match, Undertaker after he walked around the corner from the camera, he collapsed.
Yeah.
And he had to be taken to the hospital.
He's still there.
Lesnar went with him, and they said Paul Heyman, but I heard Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I heard Vince.
So,
Paul might have went though too.
Paul might have went too.
Because they're all friends.
But again, if he's still in the hospital, we wish that he recovery.
I love The Undertaker. And you know, guys?
We just want to see him come back and at least say that he's going to retire.
Yeah.
If he's going to retire, which obviously I think this is his time.
I hope he does, just for the fact that he doesn't owe us anything.
He doesn't.
There's nothing more for him to prove. And for me to say that I want to see The Undertaker is just me being selfish.
Yep.
And he doesn't owe us anything. And you know, guys, for all the people that are taking this in a negative way, take it to a positive. In a couple years, it's like Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas. You can say you were there.
Yep.
You could say you were there. You were watching it. You can tell exactly the moment. Because I don't know about you, but I always remember the moment when The Undertaker lost. Just like I always remember the moment when Anderson Silva got knocked out by Chris Weidman. Certain iconic sports figures that you never thought would lose. It happens, guys, and you're always going to remember this moment. Take it for what it's got. It's going to be a good story in the future.
But so after the Wyatt match and the Undertaker match, we were kind of drained at that point.
Yeah.
When we were watching it, we were kind of like out of the matches. We're like,
we're still so shocked. Like,
and then the Diva match came on,
which it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter. AJ won.
She made Naomi tap.
She made Naomi tap.
Really did make her.
She forced her arm to tap,
so
and the ref didn't see that. So that was kind of cool. It was funny.
We love AJ. I mean, we really do. We don't give divas a lot of credit, but we do love AJ.
She's the only diva that we like.
Yeah, and another one, which we'll get into later.
But that's for the next video.
Yes, but yeah, AJ, you are the most talented diva on the roster, and thank you.
All right.
And now we'll get to the main event.
Oh, man. This is where it picked back up, and we got pumped during this match.
The main event was incredible. Okay? Batista, Randy Orton, and Dana Bryan. It was an unbelievable match.
Yeah, it was great. Pretty much everything about that match, like, we didn't know what was actually happening and what was fake and what was script. And
I got sick to my stomach when I thought Dana Bryan really got hurt.
And they sold it.
Yeah, did you see Batista's face?
Batista looked like he was so upset that he was hurt, like he broke character or something. But no, it was all part of it.
Yeah, and having Randy Orton, credits to Randy Orton for landing on that monitor.
He landed on a monitor straight on his back, and he got up and still finished the match.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened.
Like a champ.
Like, he was down for a couple minutes, but he got back up and finished it out. And that's just incredible athleticism. And
yeah, I mean,
that's just
I'd be done. I'm like,
yeah, I would have quit the match at that point.
Yeah.
But Triple H came out.
Yep.
He tried to
interfere.
He had the ref that screwed him.
The ref that screwed Dana Bryan at Night of the Champions, that made it look like Dana Bryan was in on it, which he wasn't. It all came unfold, guys. Armstrong was there.
Yep. He was there.
That was cool.
Triple H was under his control.
Yep, Daniel Bryan kicked Armstrong in the face.
Yep. And let's just say the ending of the match, Nick was jumping for joy.
Yes. We were all going, yes, 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 yes.
I don't want to hit the action figure.
Don't touch my action figures. What's going on? So Daniel Bryan is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Yep.
Finally, guys, the WWE gave. I gotta tell you, thank you WWE so much for giving us such an amazing WrestleMania and so many amazing moments. And thank you for putting all the stops on. When they said expect the unexpected, they weren't kidding.
They weren't kidding.
I mean, who thought Brock would win? No one.
Who thought Bryan would beat Triple H and then win the title? Only a few people.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough because they really played the fact that Triple H was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
They turned me and Andrew. And then who would have thought that they would have played all these things like Daniel Bryan in a stretcher, so much cool stuff. If you haven't watched WrestleMania 30, buy it. It was amazing.
If you don't buy it, it's on the WWE Network already because it was the first pay-per-view on the WWE Network.
And I don't know about you, but I'll watch it again. I'll watch it every day of the week.
and a great thing that we want to talk about, WWE Network, for its first pay-per-view, it was really good.
It was awesome.
We had one moment during it that it screwed up. Oh, two moments. One was before WrestleMania. It was during the pre-show. The audio messed up. And during, the Bray Wyatt entrance?
Yeah, it kind of lagged a little bit. Yeah, but it didn't last long.
It lasted a few minutes, and we had it up and running perfectly before the match even began.
Yep. But guys, once again, like this video, comment this video, subscribe. We appreciate all the feedback. We appreciate everybody who did the contest. Jenna, you're going to get your copy of WWE 2K14. We are going to do a lot more contests. We actually might do contests involving figures. Not my figures, because I pay a lot of money for them.
No, not his.
Not mine. But we might be doing some contests in the near future that has to do with elites.
And no more streak.
No more street, guys. I'm sorry.
See you guys in the next video.
Yeah.
Please leave a like. WrestleMania 30.